Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl Rajanae. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, thank you. Thank you for stopping by. I hope that you stay long enough to watch this video because we got some things to talk about. If you do like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you can watch out for some other videos that I got coming to my channel. So let's get started. If you guys didn't know, I do like to talk about basketball. I'm a fan of basketball. So this is my very first video of my basketball series called Courtside with Rajanae. Let me know how you guys like that name in the comments below. But yes, this is my very first video for the Courtside with Rajanae series. So let me know what other videos that you may want to see involving, basketball or anything like that. And I got you. So today, you know what I'm about to be talking about. I'm going to be talking about the Lakers and the Nuggets. If you saw Game 3 the other night, I mean, I don't know if I got any Lakers fans in here, any Nuggets fans, but like, what did y'all think about that game? Comment down below. But let's talk about it because the Denver Nuggets are back, boo. They're back. If we could talk about Game 1 and 2 for starters before we get to Game 3. Game 1, I just kind of felt like it wasn't their best game, you know what I mean? It was Game 1. So it was just a tester to see what each team was going to do, what type of tips, tricks, and whatnot that they have up their sleeve. And I just kind of felt like, it's Game 1, so it's okay, you know what I mean? You can always come back with Game 2, but Game 1 just wasn't it, I just kind of felt like maybe the Nuggets just didn't realize who they was playing. I don't think that they realized it's the Lakers, okay? Like, these Lakers, they get down, okay? And I don't know if the Nuggets is ready for that, coming out of playing the Clippers. So I think it kind of surprised them a little bit. Let's just be real, okay? The Lakers have been watching the Nuggets while they're playing the Clippers. Like, they know what's up. So they already knew that Jokic and Murray is like that duo, okay? So I just felt like in their game, they already knew what was up. It was like, yo, if we could just take them out, what's the bench gonna do? You know what I mean? Like, they know that they rely on those two players, so it's just like, let's just get them out the way, and then once they on the bench, you know what I mean, we could just keep this lead going. Like, we can really bust them up, and I felt like that's exactly what they did because, like, Jokic and Murray had 3 fouls within like that first half, like, and I want to say a little bit in the beginning of the second quarter because after that they just could not come out on the court no more. Like, they couldn't get back into the game until the third quarter. So the bench pretty much had to hold it down, which I feel like they really did a good job of doing. But other than that, they couldn't come back until the third quarter. And I just kind of felt like the Lakers got in their head a little bit. Like, let's just be real. Dwight Howard, yeah, he got in their head a little bit with talking a little bit of smack and everything like that, but we'll get to that in a little bit. If you remember that first game, Murray and Jokic was just so frustrated. Like, you could see it in their face, like in their actions, like their body language. Like, you just knew they were so frustrated because the Lakers was really getting to them. Like, they was getting to their head, really drawing those fouls that probably wasn't needed, but hey, however you can get it, right? And I just felt like the Lakers is such an aggressive and physical team, so they really took that to their advantage. Now, Game 2. Obviously, Game 2 was better than Game 1. I just felt like, I don't know exactly what they did differently per se, but just know it was better. I can definitely say, I mean, Denver always has this thing about them where they always start off real slow in the beginning of games, and then they be catching up real quick. They be catching up real quick once it's like the third, especially the fourth quarter is when it gets intense. Like, they be like, all right, let's speed it up a notch. You know what I mean? Like, let's get to it. I just felt like that fourth quarter was like one of the most intense for me because, like, that was the fastest I felt like they crept up. They was up by 1 point. And I was like, oh snap, like, this is it, like, this is it, like, it's finna be 1-1, we finna get tied. I was hyped, I was lit, I was like, let's see where this goes, I want to say they had about like 25 seconds left or so in that fourth quarter, and someone made a shot. Can't remember who it was, but someone made or attempted to make a three, and I think Murray blocked it. He blocked the shot. Tell how lit he was, how hyped the Nuggets was, because they was like, yo, we only have 2.3 seconds. Like, what is the Lakers gonna do with 2.3 seconds? So then it was still Lakers ball, and somebody passed it to AD, and he made that game-winning three. And yeah, it was over just like that. Just like, oh my gosh, like wow. I remember Charles or Kenny saying, if anything, Murray should have rebounded instead of blocked the shot. You know, that way the Lakers wouldn't have a second chance, you know, a second attempt to take over the game. You know, maybe you could have held onto the ball, probably try to drive it up, probably try to pass it to one of your teammates. You know, it would have ran out those 2.3 seconds because you didn't have that much time left anyways, and it could have been yours. But it just so happened that it just didn't work out that way. And hey, like, you live and you learn, right? I agree with Murray, him saying, yo, like, we should have been 2-1 already. But it's cool. It's cool. Because game 3 is what really, that's what was really at. Game 3, so much better for the Nuggets because they were just way more physical and aggressive this time. Like, I think they knew what's up. Like, that same energy that they had in that fourth quarter from game 2, I felt like they brought that to game 3, and it was just over, you know? Like, they still just had that energy, that motivation to just keep going and at least win one game, because they've never been like 2-zip ever in this series so far in the bubble. They usually been like 3-1 or something like that, but they was like 2-0 already, so they're like, oh no, oh no, oh no, we can't do that. Like, we got to get a W at some point. So I just feel like they had that same energy going into game 3, and I feel like they really brought it. Like, this was, yes, like, I wanted them to be this physical and this aggressive, because I remember asking my mom, like, what did the Nuggets have to do to beat the Lakers in one of these games? Like, what do they have to do? My mom was really like, yo, Jokic got to step it up. Like, he got to be a little more tough, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, it's not saying that he can't be or that he doesn't have the potential, but it wasn't there. You know, I feel like they needed him to be a little bit more aggressive, but not just him, honestly. Like, the whole team really got to be aggressive and just physical, because the Lakers don't play, okay? They just get down and dirty. Like, I know y'all see the Lakers. Like, do y'all not see who's on the team? Like, have you seen Anthony Davis, Dwight Howard, LeBron? Like, they over here built like bodybuilders right now. Like, you know, so you really got to get it in. Like, you got to just match it. You got match it up, all right? Because they not going to play soft with y'all, you know? Like, they just not going to do it. Like, because they trying to get to the finals too. So they're not playing no games with y'all. Like, excuse me, get out the way. Like, because we're trying to get to business. But I just felt like the Nuggets just had to be more physical and aggressive. And so the fact that they really brought that to game 3 was just, yes, because that's what they needed, to be honest, you know? Like, if you just kept playing the way y'all was playing in game 1, like, nah, like, you was definitely gonna get the business. But I also was excited to see ball movement. Yes, you know, because within that first half, like, Monte Morris was doing his thing, and PJ, of course, was doing his thing. Grant was doing his thing. Like, that was the highest that he's had. Like, so that was 3 claps. 3 claps for 3 of them. But I'm really glad they had the chance to really show out a little bit within that first half. And of course, Jokic and Murray came through within the second half. Listen, Murray was doing his thing. Like, I know y'all saw that dunk that he did. Nasty. I know y'all saw that 3 that he did. You know which 3 I'm talking about. Not that first or second 3. I'm talking about that third 3. You feel me? Like, that 3, nasty. Like, it was crazy. Like, he did that little shimmy. This right here. He did that shimmy. That's how you know he was feeling himself. So, yeah, like, that game 3 was A1. Like, whatever they did, whatever the play was, whatever Coach Malone had them do in that game 3, I hope that they continue to bring that in game 4. And that's what I was going to talk about. If anything, I just hope that in game 4 tonight, I hope that they still have that same energy. Notice the Lakers didn't have that energy. They really didn't. Like, it just kind of died down. You know, maybe they kind of had it a little bit in the first half, but after that, it was just, it was done. I want them to still be physical and aggressive throughout this whole series. Like, I don't care. Like, be consistent, because I feel like nobody's expecting them to do that. Especially the Lakers. I don't think the Lakers expected them to be that way until they won game 3. Then they realized they wasn't playing. If anything, something that I saw in game 3 that I hope that they don't do in game 4 is just kind of watch out for those turnovers, because in that fourth quarter was when the Lakers almost, you know, they was catching up, you know. They really got Murray with the turnovers, or the steals, should I say. It was the steals, because Caldwell Pope was, let me tell you, he was on Murray, you know, and he kept getting them steals. So, you know, if anything, watch those steals, watch your hand, if anything, because I think it was his left hand that it kept happening. Like, Caldwell Pope was looking like, let me see that real quick. What do y'all think is going to happen in game 4? Let me know in the comments down below. I feel like it's getting real now. This is a real series right here. Like, I'm excited. I'm gonna be at work, so I'm gonna just pop in and out just to see what they're gonna be doing. But let me tell you, the Nuggets is back. Like, people be really sleeping on the Nuggets, for real. Like, I remember they was talking about Dwight Howard was telling them in game 2 to go home. And I was like, what? Like, somebody was like, no, like, don't look too deep into it. He just meant, like, go home, like, go back to your hotel room, because we got this, you feel me? Like, we already won this already. But I don't know, I kind of felt like he meant, like, go home, like, go home, like, out the bubble. So yeah, that's what I think he meant. But, you know, he said that, so, you know, he was talking smack a little bit. You know, Kendrick Perkins was thinking like, yo, like, I don't see them coming back, like, I don't see them bouncing back. But they bounce back, baby. They bounce back, like they always do. So I don't know, like, it's crazy. Like, the Denver Nuggets, I don't know what else they have to do to let people know, hey, like, we're not going nowhere, okay? I don't know if y'all saw the last 2 series, but we still here. Like, and it's crazy, because honestly, I'm pretty sure as much talk as they get, or much hate or disrespect or whatever it is that they get, like, I just like the fact that they still just be like, all right, you know what, they keep their head up, they humble about it, you know, and they still come to the next game like, all right, so let's get it, you know, let's do this, like, let's really show them we what's up, you know. Like, they're such a resilient team, to be honest. Like, they really prove to people that they just do not give up. Like, I swear they like flies. Like, you just be like, dang, like, y'all still here? Like, move, get out my way. And they just, like, if you thought we was going somewhere, lies, fairy tales, and fallacies. We're not going nowhere. You know, we always fight back. Like, we always got to prove that we're the ones that people should be really worried about. We got a lot of heart, you know, and it's crazy, because to be honest, like, the Nuggets really don't get talked about as much. Like, I know the Lakers get talked about, I know the Celtics and the Heat, but not the Nuggets. And it's crazy, because I really feel like people is really sleeping on this team. Like, there's not talent on here. Like, come on now, there's so much talent. And I'm not saying that they don't need work, because they do, you know, they're not perfect, but I just feel like no matter what, like, they've just shown that in this bubble that they're hardcore, you know, and they always come back whether you think they're gonna come back or not. So yeah, if you haven't noticed, I'm rooting for the Nuggets, you know. If I got any Lakers fans, any Nuggets fans in here, comment down. Who are you rooting for? Who you got? But I'm rooting for the Nuggets, because I feel like they're just so underestimated, and I really hope that they really prove a lot of these people wrong. So, questions for the day before I end off this video. Question 1. What do you think the Nuggets need to do to beat the Lakers, you know? I mean, I know that people don't think that the Nuggets are going to beat the Lakers anyway in this series, but, like, what do you think the Nuggets would have to do to really beat these Lakers? Like, what do you think? Comment down below. Question 2. Do you guys see this Lakers and Nuggets series going to game 7? Because, yeah, I got people in my family thinking it's going to game 7. Like, that's just how real it was, you know. Like I said, I know people didn't think the Nuggets is going to come back like that, but they did. So, do you guys see this series going to game 7? Do you guys see it stopping at game 5, game 6? Like, what do y'all think? Comment down below. And question number 3. I didn't see much of the Celtics and Miami Heat last night. I do know, if anything, Jason had a real slow start until the third quarter. That's when he started scoring. And if anything, Tyler Hero is still out here hooping. Like, he's still out here doing his thing, you know. Boy had 37 points. So, question number 3, like, do you guys think that it's over already for the Celtics? I hope not, because, you know, the Celtics, it's a great team. They're a great team. Like, they've been doing really good so far in this bubble and in these playoffs so far. It's already 3-1, so, you know, but let me not do that, because the Nuggets, they've done that before. Come on. They've done that. They've proven that they can come back with 3-1 games. So do you guys think that it's the same for the Celtics, or do you think that it's already over for them and Miami is they on their way? They on their way. Let me know down below what you guys think. Answer those questions. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this video. Let me know what you may want me to do next or talk about next as far as this series. And yes, I hope you guys like this video. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.